maker. I create artwork out of Boom Concepts. Shout out to DS Kinzel. We run Boom Concepts together, and people come through all the time and they always say to me, Julie, how the fuck did you make that? And I'm always answering this question. So here I am, I'm going to explain to you how did I make that and why did I make that. So I made this painting in 2008. It's 4 feet by 8 foot. And it took me 3 months, and it was an homage to Laura Owens, and I love this painting. I was all about it. I put it in my studio, I thought it was secure, and actually I was wrong and they destroyed it, and all I had left was that picture. So subconsciously I was thinking about that painting, and then I created this drawing here, and I didn't realize at the time, but this drawing follows the same composition as my painting that was destroyed, has the same palette, and I thought, I don't know how that happened, but this is something I need to push further. So I created this piece. I overlapped the photo with the 8.5 by 11 inch drawing, and suddenly I had this huge breakthrough in my art practice. Like, wow, this is something entirely new that I can do that is pretty cool. And so you're gonna see sort of how I do that. So that first image, I flipped landscape, right? And I merged it on top of the one next to it, or below it, and I created the last one. So I realized that I can use Photoshop to alter the images however I want. I can change the opacity, the saturation. I can use the cool stamp tool. So this was incredible for me. And I realized, all right, let me make some more landscapes that tell narratives. So this is a piece I combined a photograph with a drawing. And there was a lunar eclipse, and I thought it was really cool, and that adding drawing to it added a new dimension. So I decided, all right, let me push this into a series and see what I can do. So this next piece is the second part of the series. I was experimenting with screen prints and distorting the screen print to, again, describe a narrative within the space and add it to a photograph. So this really renewed my practice and started pushing me in entirely new directions of what you can do with imagined landscapes and invisible cities. So on the left here is a painting I created, and I collaged drawings on the right, and then I put the painting underneath the drawings, and I literally etched away at the black overcoat to pull up the colors beneath it and created this piece. And so that was another way of working with multiple layers and different collages. So on the left is the original piece that's acrylic and screen print, spray painted. And I never intended that it was going to become a digital piece, but I made a pastel drawing and I really loved it. I put them together and suddenly there's entirely new work. So I got 2 different works out of the same piece, and I would say they're both pieces of work within themselves. Here's another example. Up on the right is a painting I created, and I thought, man, that shell kind of sucks, I don't like it. I'm going to just cut it out and duplicate it 36 times and put it underneath that woman on the left. And so I did, and the magic of computers and Photoshop is incredible, and you can turn that into that, and then switch your eyes around because on the left was the original, now on the right is the new piece. And so I started to isolate the parts of the painting that I love best. I thought, you know, that circle on that left part is really cool. I'm going to pull it in the front, I'm going to change the color, I'm going to put a pattern on it, and I'm going to duplicate it, and it turned into a new piece, which then transferred into this piece where I took the elements I liked from the last one, and I added a clear background, which, as you might realize, is completely new for me because my work is has a lot of work all throughout it, so it's a very clean background, and I created an entirely new city using the components I stole from my other paintings. So it pushed me further, and then for this one, I actually decided I'm going to use all digital tools for this. So I created a gourd. I love gourds, I love fall, as you can tell. And I drew a gourd and duplicated it and changed the colors and created a gourd ice skating rink. But to get there, it takes so many iterations. It's a huge process. So here's a little bit of my process. There's the gourd on the left that I drew. There's the piece next to it, which is where I took that last clip from, okay? But it went through all of these other things where I was like, I don't even know where to stop. I could make 17 pieces out of this. It almost looks like a gourd god. I have no clue. I've never actually shown these works before, so this is a cool sneak peek, and I did this 2 years ago. But all right, now going over to the left here is another drawing, and again, a lot is going on. And so I decided I'm going to pull out that hidden bird. You can't see it because there's so much happening. And I'm going to make an entirely new composition, and I'm going to make it blue, and I'm going to make it yellow, and I think that's cool. And so I realized, wait a second, I can put these images together and make an animation. Oh yeah. So now I am trying to put images together that I create in 2D. And so this is an example of that. This again is a print that you may have seen in some of the other paintings so far. And then I use a screen grab, and I actually move the image around to create moving images, as I call them. And so this is a screenshot from a moving image or an animation of my 2D work. And I'm going to show you one more example of that as well, which is comprised from screenshots of the work itself. You can see little bits of artifacts from, like I said, the screen work, which I think is cool. So this is, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screenshots from another animation, as I'll call it. But it really started from a 2D image that I literally moved around in Photoshop and took a screen grab of, just so I could move my 2D work. And so the next step from here is, how do I make audio-visual installations from moving images? So this is a piece I projected a video into, through, and on top of a two-sided pyramid. You could actually get inside of it. And so my goal for this is to take the work from this painting and then turn it into a digital piece, and then push it even further to project it into an immersive installation. So that's my work. You can find me on pretty much every social media platform at Julie Mallis. You can go to my website, and I'd love to talk to you more about my work and just about some of these ideas further. So thank you for listening, and hope you learned something.